Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to the Wicked Thrifter Resale channel. Today is Monday, September 25th, and it is the morning ship time. We're going to get some stuff out today. We had, I think, 21 orders that I'm going to pull, so let's get to it. First item up is a metal tin, this guy right there. This orange tin. This is definitely retro or vintage. It's got that vibe, the orange daisies. I just had the one canister and it sold for $15 plus shipping on it. It has some condition issues, so I think maybe it could have got a little bit more, but you know, like I said, things need to move. So here we go, $15 plus shipping. Our next item out the door is this Treasure Craft planter flower pot. It doesn't have the underplate, but it's just the pot there, and it sold for $14.25 plus shipping. We are pulling a strawberry, oh, there it is, strawberry glass fruit fly trap. Anything that you find that has that hole in the bottom there and has a stopper, it looks like it's a jar. And it's glass. You'll know these when you come across them. It has a stopper in the top. Looks like it would be a jar of sorts, but then you'll notice there's a hole in the bottom. That's where the liquid sits. You'll pour that in. They'll go in there and they can't get back out. They're not smart enough to figure it out. So, and that sold for $19.97 plus. Next shipping. Item going out is this ceramic vintage owl wall pocket. I thought that was pretty neat. I haven't seen that before. He even has the little weights. There's some condition, like some paint loss. But overall, it's in decent shape for being an estate find. Has some crazing. But that is going out for $30 plus shipping. Fun find. We went to a trader's market in Elko, Minnesota. And I picked this up. It does look to me, maybe, possibly, it had been refinished. But it is gorgeous. I thought this was super cute. Super fun for Halloween. Little girl holding the witch, the jack-o'-lantern, and little cat there. And I picked this up at that trader's market for I think $12 or $15, and it sold. I had it listed kind of high because I hadn't seen anything like this listed or sold, but I took an offer of $100. It's getting close to Halloween. I probably could have waited and got closer to what I'd asked, and I think I had it for $150, but I figured move it along. Super cute. I kind of wanted to keep it, but it doesn't really go with anything that we have in our house. It's not usually what we have, but either way, it's really neat. This is going out today. It's a little brass owl paperweight. It's not marked. Usually these are Taiwan. I don't know. That's about the majority of them that I find. However, this is going out, and it sold for $12 plus shipping. We have another owl thing that's going out too. I'll have to get that and I'll show you what's next. Here we have a amber glass wise old owl bank. And that sold for, let me double check, $14.97 plus ship. Alright. Next two items heading out. First off is something I just grabbed this last week. An antique tin type, I believe, frame. Didn't have any making or maker's marks like Italy or anything on it. And that sold for $35 plus shipping. And then this butter press butter mold. And I believe that sold for $12. Sorry, $14.97 plus shipping. All right, here are two more items that's going out today. This was a kind of a nice find. These are both estate sale finds, so these aren't items that I found at the thrift store. This for sure, I don't think the thrift store would have sold. And I don't know, you know, exactly the story behind it. I know this person used to work for them. This is an older one because it still says the freaky fast delivery on it. This guy sold for $99. Let me just double check on that. He sold for $99.97 plus shipping. And then I also sold this. It's like bamboo. This isn't metal, but there's wood and some metal on there. Bird cage. So it's definitely vintage. And this guy sold for $71 plus ship. Now the shipping on these items is going to be a little higher, but now with the new Ground Advantage, it actually is helping to my advantage. No pun there, but with the new Ground Advantage shipping options, it's actually making a lot more of these items cheaper to ship for customers. So I am seeing some of my bigger items that have been sitting for a little bit, though these aren't things that have been sitting in my store for a long time. But the bigger things are moving a little bit faster. The next item to pull here is this amazing heron enameled flower bouquet. It's in the pot, it's marked, and this sold for $253 plus shipping. I got this at an online auction. It's really pretty, really pretty. Next item pulled is this quoted mug, and it has a quote from Vince Lombardi, made in Wisconsin. So the man on the mountain, wait, let's try that again. The man on top of the mountain didn't fall there. I thought that was kind of cool. All right, and that sold for $24 plus shipping. Here are the last items. We'll go over these here. This is kind of a planter hugger or a vase hugger. It's a pottery giraffe head, and this sold for $11.67 plus ship. It's really cute. These tend to take a little bit of a while, not a little bit. They take some time to sell. They're not super fast movers. So that was a nice sale. This Hager vase, it's like an earth wrap. The green, it's a little bit of a larger one. Sometimes I find the small little bud vases. But this sold and it's heading out the door for $35 plus ship. I got this in an auction lot with like 4 different vases of this. And unfortunately, some of them were damaged. And you don't see that all the time, especially when you're bidding online. They try to disclose all the damage, but they didn't. But it was still worth my while to grab this in a planter that it came with. Another item that is heading out is this Miss Piggy Bank. And this sold, I ended up taking an offer, or not taking an offer, ended up selling for $15.97 plus ship. I got this at a garage sale over a year ago, so it's time for her to find a new home. At the time, these actually were bringing in probably like $30 plus shipping, but the market's definitely slowed down on these planters. So like this one I sold, and I also sold this planter here. Wall pockets tend to still do very well for me, but anything figural, is that the right way to say that? But like dogs, animals, baby planters especially don't sell for me for a lot of money. And here's an example of one that even just a few years ago or a couple years ago would have got a lot more money than it did now. And maybe depending on what your niche is, like people pay more up for some people to when they purchase from some people, not necessarily. But for me, I do not get high dollar on these items. This is a really cute, really nice piece. No damage. There's a little bit of residue inside, but there's no real crazing or anything even on it. But this only sold for $12.97 plus ship. A few more pieces. I sold a lot of owl items this week, didn't I? This weekend. It must have been the owl weekend. I sold this little mini art glass owl. It's kind of got an iridescence to it. And this guy sold for $10 plus shipping. Alright, and then let's see, we got this Heather Goldmink. It's like a blue sky Clayworks piece. And it's just a wedding couple, a bride and a groom. And this has the original tag on it. This sold for $11, so I took an offer on this plus shipping. And we got this owl bank. It's a Fitz and Floyd, definitely retro with that green. Fitz and Floyd from Japan. And that sold for $21.22 plus shipping. Doesn't have the stopper, but it is clearly marked Fitz and Floyd. And, you know, it's got that real retro coloring to it. And it's got the opening for the bank in the back. So yeah, owls were going out today. And this is the last item here on these corral dishes in that pattern. I think the pattern's called Hometown. And it's just a set of 4 plates, and that sold for $17.97 plus shipping. And this is actually going out to Guam. It's a U.S. territory, so even though it's going there, it's still going out ground advantage. So gotta get this shipped out. Other than that, that's pretty much all the items. I've gone over what we got for this weekend. My sales tend to like do really great Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday they drop off a cliff. I'm not sure that's the current pattern I'm on. Before, a lot would sell on Tuesday for some strange reason, and then it would die off, and then my weekend would be okay. I feel like eBay allots you, no, this is totally my opinion, total speculation, like a certain number of sales a day or a dollar amount a day. And for some reason, right now, I can't get over the 7. Once in a while, it will spike. But the max usually they allow me for a day is 7 orders a day. I'm trying to figure out how to jumpstart it and let me bump up to the next tier where they allow me to sell a little bit more. I don't know if they feel like they can trust you with a certain amount of volume, so that's what they allow you to have, and then they shut you down. Like as far as your sales, you got until you prove that you can be reliable, put out those orders. And not have issues like with returns and damage and whatnot. So I don't know if they're trying to, make you prove your worthiness or whatnot, but I'm starting to feel like that might be the case, because not too long ago, I was only selling 5 a day, and then I bumped up my numbers, and then I started playing around with how much I list dollar volume, like dollar wise, and they slowly got me up to 7 a day. So I went from 5 a day at the beginning of the summer. Now I'm at 7 a day that they seem to be letting me sell, with exceptions. I mean, obviously there's fluctuation in that amount, but the average is what that's working out to be. But anyway, that's the sales from this weekend. I hope you have a great week. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions. Otherwise, I really appreciate your time. I'm glad that you stopped by to watch, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good week.